Hello there, everyone, and welcome to episode 473 of Love at First Scent with me, Persolaise, live on YouTube. As always, thank you very much indeed for tuning in, whether you're watching the live or you're watching the recording. We already have lots and lots of comments today. First one goes to Dushan, who says, hello. Hello to you as well, Dushan. Sharon says, love catching alive on a Saturday. Pax Lingua Franca says, good morning from New Mexico. Ah, amazing. And Dushan says, hi, Sharon from Texas. You're all very, very welcome. For the benefit of those of you watching live, the plan for today, we're kind of making up for lost time and trying to squeeze in as many videos as possible before we put the channel into its summer break mode. The plan for today is to do 3 videos back to back. This sort of mini showcase of a new brand, and then another kind of mini-ish showcase of a brand that I think has been around for a little while but was new to me. And then in the third video, we'll do ostensibly a single perfume review, which actually will give us an opportunity to talk about an entire range. But all of that will be made clearer tomorrow. Sorry, thinking ahead. All of that will be made clearer in due course. And tomorrow at the same time, so 5 p.m. UK time, I plan to come back with another video. So don't say I'm not being good to you. Anyway, if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please do consider doing so and click on the little bell so that you get notifications about new videos. And if you'd like to find out how you can support my work, you should be able to see a link to my Ko-fi page in the video description below. Okay, we have a new brand, and as I got these sample vials, I thought, perfect, let's start at the beginning and present this new brand to you. The brand in question is Noyz, spelt Noyz, and I think many of you will know me well enough to know that that kind of shtick, that kind of gimmick, always makes me raise an eyebrow and go, okay, I hope you're going to be able to justify the fact that you've decided to spell a perfectly good word in this alternative way, and I hope there's going to be a reason for it. The brand has kind of made a big splash and launched in Harrods. In addition to these 4, they also have a Harrods exclusive, which I haven't had the pleasure of smelling. They've all been made by Jerome Epinette, so very, very talented perfumer. If maybe a somewhat typecast perfumer, we can have that discussion another time. But there is a lot about them that is a little bit of sort of red flag territory for me. They're calling themselves fragrance disruptors. They're calling themselves, people who are going to come along and take the BS out of the industry. One of their perfumes, and this kind of thing really, really doesn't impress me. One of their perfumes is called Expletive Day, the expletive being the one that starts with SH. But I think henceforth on this channel, it's going to be called, shall we call it Shouty Day? I was wondering about calling it Shirty Day, but maybe that's not, we'll call it Shouty Day. I don't have press releases or anything like that, but so what I'm about to read to you, anybody can find for themselves. On their website, they say that they are a modern fragrance brand creating premium scents that are rooted in real, raw, and authentic storytelling. I mean, these are big claims, and I think the work that you do then needs to stand up to these claims, needs to live up to these claims. We unfilter the filtered and disrupt industry standards of perfection, crafting unique, expressive, long-lasting fragrances inspired by real stories and raw feelings. We believe scent is a new dimension for self-expression with the power to explore and amplify who you are, the imperfect, the messy, and the real. And then there is a note from the founder, Sean Neff. I'm afraid I'm not familiar with the gentleman, so I don't know what else he has done. Perhaps if any of you know, you could enlighten me. But anyway, he says, in an industry that has long been rooted in hyper-filtered fantasy, we saw a massive white space in the fragrance market for a brand rooted in realism. We feel more people will relate to our Shouty Day fragrance rather than doing a perfect hair flip with an 18-pack of abs or flawlessly riding a beautiful white horse in a magical meadow. Our goal is to create a brand that creates fragrances inspired by real storytelling. All of that is fine. But if you can feel a kind of downward inflection in my tone, that's because I have pre-smelt these. And yeah, I don't think they're particularly disruptive. I don't think they're particularly interesting. I don't think they're particularly original. What are folks saying? Eric says, true, but at least it has a proper vowel. So tired of guessing how to pronounce a jumble of consonants. Well, yes, I suppose we should be grateful for the vowel, but it has two vowels. Well, we can count Y as a vowel in this case. Anyway, Tracy says, I didn't understand the J.E. recents for Zara, bafflingly derivative. I don't understand. Oh, I don't understand retaining creative perfumer to turn out a dupe. Oh, did he do Zara's as well? I didn't know that. I didn't. I mean, the Olivia Jacobettis that were done for Zara completely passed me by. So let's go through these fairly quickly. We have, and I will tell you what the brand says about these as well as we go along. So we have Unmute. And Unmute, I think, is the one that, if memory serves. Unmute. For some reason, the prices, I'm looking at their website now, the prices are coming up in dollars. So maybe we need to go to the Harrods website to find out what they would be in pounds. But it's $85 according to what I'm looking at for 50 mils of scent. Well, you know, that I guess counts as pretty cheap nowadays. But yeah, so this is calling itself a vanilla amber perfume. For vanilla, substitute saccharin sugariness. For amber, substitute woody amber. It is every kind of this one. I think this one was my least favorite of the four. It's every kind of vanillic, woody, ambery cliche that you can think of. You know, it's got that really sticky. I mean, it's so ironic that it's called Unmute, because actually you just want to scream, no, it's fine. Please feel free to mute and just stay on mute and throw out the remote so that nobody can unmute. It's really fakey, artificially sort of unconvincing smelling vanilla note. As I say, a whoosh of woody ambers. It's I would imagine the kind of thing that would hug skin really tenaciously, because those sorts of notes do, what do they say about it? Sweet plus dangerous on repeat. So yeah, well, yes, yeah, have to give them that. Dangerous in one sense. Vanilla upgraded, made to be craved, with notes of juicy black plum and spicy Spanish ceased. I guess they mean labdanum. Get loud, be bold, be you, unmute. And the notes, according to them, whoa, this is not going to go well. The notes, according to them, are, let's just bring the tablet here, are Indonesian cassia, black plum, clary sage, Ceylon cinnamon, pistachio. I don't even want to read the rest of these out, because they make it sound like so much more complex and so much more interesting than it is. Let me just do a little bit of rearranging here so that we don't get a disaster. Pop that down there. Power Connection says, in other words, a cheap smelling perfume. Yes, actually, yeah. You took the words right out of my mouth. We'll do the pre-sprayed ones in a moment. Next, we have Shouty Day. I'm going to get, probably, when more people have watched this video, you know, when it's been around for a few days, I'm going to get messages probably from people saying, why did you give up a video? You know, why did you bother doing that brand? And my answer to that would be because I try to present to you with as broad a range of reviews as possible. Yes, there may be some brands out there where I get samples for, and I think, okay, maybe one day, if I have some time, I might showcase this brand. But in some cases, I do get round to doing it. I guess with this, because it was brand new, and I thought, well, let's do the review. And also, they're very high profile in Harrods. I was in Harrods the other day, and they have clearly spent quite a bit of money getting some prominent floor space in Harrods. And I would imagine there's going to be lots of raving online about how wonderful these are. So I suppose in this case, I am trying to offer an alternative point of view. I'm not saying that mine is right, but I'm saying that all the other ones are wrong. No, but at least I'm trying to give you an honest one. So this is Shouty Day, and Shouty Day goes down the figgy route, and I do think fig perfume. I think we need to have a bit of a ban on fig perfumes unless they have something really genuine and different to bring to the genre. Woozy, yes, our opinions differ, therefore you are wrong. No, I mean I don't normally subscribe to that, but you know what I mean. I'm just trying to be cheeky. What I'm trying to offer is an alternative viewpoint, because I have a feeling that the online community is going to go gaga over these. And they're absolutely entitled to. So I'm just coming along and saying, okay, we don't all think they're wonderful. What's interesting about Shouty Day, the brand calls it an amber aromatic perfume. What is interesting is that its creation of a kind of marine opening is quite convincing. I was quite taken with the marine sort of opening, because I think it's because they've gone down the sort of bitter herbal route with it, and they've got in it something that they call an ocean air note. I mean, okay, that's going to be cologne, etc., etc. But I think instead of making it, seaweedy and bilge watery and oyster-like, they've thought, okay, let's go bitter herbal, and they've included some clary sage, and that kind of works, and that makes the fig less oppressive, less sickly. I think my problem with a lot of fig perfumes is that the fig becomes so huge and so green and so stemmy and somehow pulpy that it just devours everything else, and renders the whole less interesting than it should be. But Shouty Day's marineness is worth smelling. If you're looking for something that presents that kind of fresh mariney feel, and it's the one of the four where I actually thought the concept was most reflected in the name, because the idea behind this one is that it's meant to make you not have a shouty day. So they say that it's uplifting, refreshing, and instant reset. If today kind of sucks, I'm just reading from the website, okay? That's okay. Notes of ocean air, clary sage, salted fig, which goes well with that marine aspect as well, and Baltic amber. Now, I have no idea what a note of Baltic amber might be, because the last time I was in Poland and passed some Baltic amber under my nose, it didn't have any smell. But anyway, so all of those notes tell you to own it. It's a deep breath, good laugh, the vent sesh you needed. It's a vent sesh. Yeah, maybe it's not quite so strident to be a vent sesh, but anyway. Mitra Kai says, the new Garlin, Cheval Blanc, and Perle Impériale have a great fruity fig rather than yucky green in Philosikos. I've never even heard of those two Garlins. So are they Lara La Matière, or what are they? I'll have to check them out. Rachel says, hello, Rachel. According to an internet search, Sean Neff owes his success to a hat company in the world of street fashion, so might give a clue to the brand's outlook and experience. Thank you very much for looking that up. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Sir Siage Stivington says, I think we need a ban on all perfumes unless they have something really genuine and different to bring to the scene. Yeah, well, yes, I would be inclined to agree, except I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon. Sean says, do you think when reviewing a perfume brand, you're basically just reviewing the perfumer and not the brand itself? Okay, well, it's amazing that you've brought that up, because that is the very thing that I want to touch on and address in my final video of the day. So for those of you who might be watching the recording, the video, if you want to go to that discussion, the video that you need to be looking out for is a review of Coty's Noir Ensemble. To those of you watching live, you're just going to have to wait until I do the video, because I haven't done it yet. But to answer the question very quickly here, no, I don't actually genuinely think I'm reviewing the perfumer. In fact, in a lot of these sorts of situations, especially when it's a brand like this, I think the perfumer is the last person in the whole equation that I'm reviewing, because Jerome Epinette, I think, has just created what he was asked to create, what he was told to create. But we will come back to that in video number 3. Next up, we have Lost and Found, but I shouldn't call it Lost and Found. I should call it Lost plus Found for some reason. But it is a fascinating question that, you know, how much of the blame do we lay at the perfumer's table, and also how much of the praise do we give to the perfumer? They're interesting questions to which we will return in due course. So this is Lost and Found, and this was the, which one was this? Again, this is, you know, nothing reaches the lows of Unmute. I mean, that one I really think is misjudged, badly done. You know, really sickly vanilla, sickly horrible ambery woods. But Lost and Found does that kind of cedary, shampoo, musky sort of thing fairly well. The idea behind it's a nice idea for a perfume. I'll tell you what their idea was. So Lost and Found is meant to be fresh and clean, like close skin contact. Pulls you in, won't let you go. Italian lemon, jasmine, and cedarwood send a soft citrus kick that keeps you on their mind, leaves a trail so you can be found lingering on the sweatshirt you accidentally left behind. Now, that's a neat idea. The scent of somebody who is absent. There you go. Somebody watching a perfume brand, make a perfume called Absent, but call it, you know, ABSCENT. You heard it here first. So very definitely a quieter scent, a skin scent, something that you just kind of catch a little bit of. And it's done fairly well, except it doesn't smell like a person. It smells too synthetic and too chemically. It smells like somebody's accidentally left their shirt behind, but they washed their shirt using far too much detergent or far too much fabric softener. It just needed to have a bit of humanity, I suppose, to it. It needed to have something that would make you believe that this shirt, which presumably has not been washed since it's been accidentally left behind, that it actually was wrapped around a human body. And I think that is precisely the kind of note. And I'm not talking about, you know, a great big cumin BO smell. I'm talking about a hint of something real, organic. And I would imagine that that's precisely the kind of thing that a brand like this wouldn't want to do, because their whole shtick is that they're going to want to be really clean and translucent and transparent and safe. The notes are for this one, what have they got? Italian lemon. I mean, I have to admit, I don't get a huge amount of lemon from this, but something pink peppery. The cedarwood, yes, for sure. Crisp amber, they say. Raspberry blossom. Well, I can't even remember the last time I smelled a raspberry blossom. Eric says, what do you all think of these new cheeky perfume names in English? I'm so tired of them personally. Yes, I think they're tired, and I think, you know, I think Tom Ford didn't do us any favors a few years ago when he decided to make a perfume called, you know, Effing Fabulous. I think that was a kind of low point. I didn't find that particularly clever. What's the is it Get Carter? You know, the Michael Caine. I forget which. What does he say? Something like, "You're not big and you're not clever," or something like along those lines. And then finally, let's do Love Club, which is a bit of a cringy sort of name as well. Next one will be Panty Dropper Extra. Says, yes, yeah, they're all in that sort of territory, those names. You know, they're cringe-inducing and really quite adolescent. But there we go. Oh, the blotters don't even want to stick around. The blotters are giving up. Let's do another blotter. Where are we? Can't even see now. Where's the... Okay, here we go. Oh, and this one was the one... this was the one which is your rose and saffron cliches. So maybe, I don't know, maybe somebody said to them, look, if you want to kind of attract the Harrods clientele, you're going to have something which will start heading into sort of Arabian areas. Again, to give them their due, the saffron note at the opening is very nicely done, because it is really kind of bone dry. It's very convincingly parched and saffrony. I mean, I love the effect that saffron gives in cooking, you know, to rice. It's so aromatic, but it's also beautifully bitterly dry, and that does come across. The rose then becomes a bit more predictable, and the whole thing then kind of descends into a certain predictability. They say it's hypnotic, alluring, can't get enough. Turkish pink rose, saffron, and ebony woods hit you with an unexpected compliment. The best part about Love Club, everyone's invited. Well, hopefully that means there's going to be enough Pringles to go around. Yes, and this has got saffron, Sichuan pepper, Italian mandarin, supposedly, pink rose, wild raspberry, violet, whipped marshmallow. Whipped marshmallow. You know, why do you need a whipped? I don't know. Smarks says, why do you think Harrods picked up the brand when there are so many other brands who'd love to be sold there? Well, honest answer, I have no idea. But the people who run Harrods are very, very clever. They're very, very sharp. They will have done their research. They will have talked to various people. They may have identified maybe a certain gap in their perfume offering. The thing is, Harrods will try stuff out, but also if it's not working, they will be ruthless and they will cull it. They will get rid of it. So yeah, I'm sure at some point they thought, yes, we can make money out of this. Let's give it a go. But if you go back there in 3 months and see that the brand is gone, then that is all you will need to know. Yeah, interesting opening, but then becomes a little bit duller. Pre-sprayed blotters. Let's go unmute. It's just that vanillic, you know, ethyl vanillin shades of it's just boring. Shouty Day fades away pretty quickly, but if the idea of a marine scent is appealing, you may want to check that one out. Lost and Found has just gone very, very, very quiet as well, and I get it. You know, I know that that's the whole idea of it, is that it's just meant to kind of linger, but you know, I'm not convinced by that one. And Love Club, woody, vaguely rosy, nothing you haven't smelt before. So there you go. Now go off and watch and read other reviews to see what other people make of these. But I can't say I'm terribly excited. And the next time I'm in Harrods, I will try to smell the Harrods exclusive. I mean, after all, why not? But for now, thank you very much indeed for watching, and we will be back with a rather different sort of showcase. Anyway, thanks for watching this one. Bye now.